So I went back to my camp, reapplied sunscreen, grabbed some water, and I'm going to do some hiking now. So I'm starting at the Tram 2 station, and I'm going to hike on down to the trail for Gopher Tortoise Trail. So come along with me. The last time we came to this intersection, we turned left to go to the beach. This time we're going to head straight and go towards Gopher Tortoise Trail. Let's go. Here's the sign, Gopher Tortoise Trail that way. So let's head over. So far there has been no one else on this trail. It's all nice and quiet. This trail is partly shaded because of the tall pine trees, unlike the trail that we took to get to this trail. That trail was full sun. This trail has some nice shade to it, and the sand is not all that deep, so it's pretty easy walking on it. This trail has a lot of tall pine trees. A lot of pine needles have fallen onto the floor, and there's low brush along the sides. But there's no rocks or stumps to trip on, so it's still a pretty easy trail. There's also quite a few magnolias along this trail. Smells great. This one's a big tree. Once you get to the part of Gopher Tortoise Trail that turns left, I hear some road noise, and there's some commercial buildings and a gas station behind me. So I'm going to continue on the trail off to the left, and hopefully it'll get a little more quiet again. This is the end of Gopher Tortoise Trail. It was about 1.75 miles. Now I'm going to do Morris Lake Trail, and it is that way. Let's go. So you need to pay attention on the trail because there's some signs missing. There is this one coming from the opposite direction, so I'm going to take a peek at that sign. And it says that Morris Lake Trail is off to my now right, so it would have been easy to go the wrong way because that sign was missing over there. So let's head on over to the right. So here we are at 2.34 miles in from when we started, and we finally have made it to Morris Lake Trail. So let's get going. So far on Morris Lake Trail, there are dunes up the sides. They don't want anyone walking on them, however, and the path is quite muddy over here. It's the first muddy part of a trail I've come upon so far today, but I'm going to try to get through it. It looks like I've made it to Morris Lake, and there's a caution sign that alligators are present along the trails and waterways of this park, so I'll keep an eye out for them. I've gone about another quarter mile and there was some pretty deep sand, but now we've come upon a boardwalk and there's dunes back there, so the Gulf is not that far and we're still on the side of Morris Lake. I'm gonna head on down the boardwalk. I've just got off the boardwalk and the trail continues on through the dunes. So all around me there's just all these sand dunes and I can still hear the waves of the Gulf in the background. It's quite an interesting trail. I'm at the beginning of the loop for the Morris Lake Trail, which takes you down towards the Gulf and around, all through sand dunes. So let's go take a look. my campsite, and the trail walk turned out to be a total about 6 miles for the path that I took. And that was quite an interesting change of ecosystems. First there were these big tall pine trees. It was like walking through a pine tree forest, and then it turned into the freshwater lake, and right there it turned into sand dunes. So there were like 3 different ecosystems all evolving into the next. It was quite interesting.